Can you hear me?
Hi.
Okay? All right, welcome to our 4:30 performance seminar this afternoon. Let me get you all, I'm opening up your attendance, making sure our live stream is getting started right here. Right, excellent. And it looks like, let me see. Okay, so you are the only performer at this time slot, but so that's totally fine. Sometimes it's really busy, sometimes it's not, so that's all right. We have some time to work. So just make sure you've got your original sound on, ready to go,
Yep.
and then we can go ahead and play. So tell me what piece are you playing today? So
So I'm
the
playing Romance by Vinno Dave Wilback.
all right, awesome.
God. Oh, my bad.
Okay, yeah, nice work, Surya. And this was a so this was a cool piece. Thanks Thanks for your performance here. This was interesting. So I didn't know this piece. It's a nice little piece. I think the first section you had a good sense of, and we'll come back to that in just a minute here. So for this section, notice what both hands are kind of in what 5-finger position right now in this first section.
Both hands?
Yeah, what 5-finger scale are you mostly situated over?
G.
Yeah, G, right? Both hands are. So I think number one, in this second part, the second section, which is really like a middle section, I think part of the difficult thing is we didn't make the hand shift in the left hand. You stayed over G. Now, the big thing that happens in this section is in the first part of this, we shift to an E minor 5-finger scale in the left hand. In that left hand there. And the right hand is still kind of doing some different things, but we're so I think getting that left hand in the E minor 5-finger position is going to help set you up. And then later on down the page, then we move into a D 5-finger position in both hands, D major. So let's try the left hand. Can you try the left hand alone real quick for this page, just to look at when we slide into each of those 5-finger scales? So E minor. Yeah, with the F sharp. Good. And now find D major. Right, good. Yeah. Excellent. Right. So those are the two kind of 5-finger scales you're gravitating around in this section. So run that. Can you run that? Let's try hands together actually for this middle section. We've got a little bit of time.
Should I keep going on?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay.
And remember that. Don't forget about that F sharp.
Oh, wait.
In the right hand. Yeah, there you go. All right, so that sounded a lot more secure. Does that make more sense now? And I think so. We got a good glimpse too of how a key signature works, right? I think to be quite honest, a key signature doesn't really help you read the music. It doesn't make reading the music any easier. It makes like writing the music down a lot easier. But it is tricky, right? So if you're not used to key signatures, and it takes, I say that it takes like years and years and years and years of playing to really actually get the key signatures. But notice when I said play a D major, 5-finger scale, That was fine. You knew there needed to be an F sharp in there. Right. So think of it that way. And so the moment, right, both hands are kind of lingering in sort of an E minor 5-finger scale. Right here, this is the point where we cross this boundary into now, and you can see in your left hand, stretch out this 4th finger. That's locking you into shifting into a D major position. So know that that's the moment right there. So let's try. I want to move to the first section just so we can try a different technique now. So when you got a left hand pattern like this, it's pretty busy. You've got 8th notes the whole way. When you're combining it with the right hand, with it's moving around a lot, that can get really kind of weird with the coordination. So looking at this left hand though, how would you describe what's going on here in each?
So it's repetitively shifting. The pinky goes down and up,
Mhm.
and then it's once it starts to get like you're in the rhythm of something,
Mhm.
it suddenly changes.
Yeah, and good. So do you notice? And also the top note is always what?
Same.
Yeah, so your thumb is always the same, right? So it's really just those lower notes that are moving around. So what I would recommend actually is once you get to know this, a good thing to practice is practice all of the notes in your right hand, but only leave out the repeated D's, because that's just going to happen every time. So focus on just playing the bottom notes with the right hand. So right, does that make sense? So that should make it, that gives you kind of a middle step in putting it. Mhm. Now, could you try all of the right hand with just the blue highlighted notes?
Okay.
And then here is really, go on, keep going. So just play the bottom notes of the left hand with all of the right hand. Yeah, good. Yeah. Okay, so that was nicely done. So that's kind of just a practice tool that I would recommend. What that's gonna do, that's gonna clear out all those repeated D's. It makes number one, the left hand, seem less busy, so you have less to be thinking about as you're trying to coordinate your hands. Also, though, it's really highlighting the notes that you're going to want to sync up with that right hand. So it's going to really, it's highlighting what you want to lock in terms of feeling the hand coordination. So I think that's a great way to really secure a lot of the really busy stuff that's going on between hands in that section. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So yeah, it's gonna, it doesn't take that long. You just read through it like that. And I think what that does, that helps you to kind of really lock in those important notes in the left hand. Yeah, so this was sounding good though. This is a nice little piece. Um okay. I'm just scanning it through. So I think, and the main thing is, if with that middle section, with that second section, make sure you get thinking in terms of the 5-finger scales, right? So you think, especially with your left hand, right? This is now I'm in sort of an E minor 5-finger scale area. Then this is the moment where I'm going to move down. I think that's going to, again, help you, number one, remember the key signature, remember the F sharps and the key signature. Number two, it's just going to kind of, I think it's going to help you position your hands much better than trying to read like note by note. It gives you kind of a zone that you know you're kind of sitting in at certain parts. So yeah, never too early to start thinking in those terms. But yeah, nicely done. So thanks for working with some of this. I think this will help with future pieces as well. So really nice work. I'll see you later. Okay.